That's all right. You'll give us a name.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Chag Sameach to everyone.
Chag Sameach.
We are journeying through our high holiday season. Did not end on Monday night. We are continuing, and we've entered into what we call Zman Simchatenu, which means the season of our rejoicing. So it's a time when we get to dwell Lashem B'Sukkah, which we'll get to do, and I'm hopeful that after we finish our services this evening, you will have the opportunity to even dwell, to sit, to shake lulav and etrog, and we'll teach you about that a little bit in the service, and to share that mitzvah, really, which is about celebrating agriculture and life and joy and blessing. And so, you notice some people came out of our chapel earlier. These were individuals and family members from our community who are considered high plus members, meaning that they have been affiliated with Congregation Beth Israel for 18 plus years. And some of them, I think the year of affiliation who is in there, the oldest was from 1969 and 1968. 1968. Oh, you can duke it out after between the two of you. 1968. But it just really encapsulates what makes this community so beautiful and rich, that we have generations upon generations that continue to be connected to our community. And so we're very excited for the opportunity to be with you tonight and to be with all of our high plus individuals and families who are here, and we're going to offer you a blessing later into our service this evening. And I would like to, as we bring light into this space, I would like to call on Silvana and Richard Christie to come up to the front, and if you can, as representatives of that wonderful group, if you can bring some light into our community this evening. And tonight we're saying, because we're beginning a yontif, we're beginning a holiday also. So when we say the blessing, we say Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov also. So when we join together. We begin Kabbalat Shabbat this evening, page 20. We are back in our Mishkan Tefillah. How's it feel to be holding the book again, right? It's been about 2 months-ish, so a month and a half. So we're back in our Mishkan Tefillah. But before we do that, we have our wonderful physical community here, and we have our wonderful online community there. I'd love for you to turn back to that camera, wave hello, Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. And also to note, for those online, don't worry, Alec is here physically with us this evening. He is here.
Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad. אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת לקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת לקבלה. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת לקבלה.
I invite you to turn to someone around you, behind you, next to you, say Shabbat Shalom. Wish each other Chag Sameach.
חג שמח, שבת שלום.
Okay. Okay.
And we call each other together, page 146 for the Baruch Hu.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Leolam Va'ed, Leolam Va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai. Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai.
Page 149.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 You may be seated as we turn to page 150 and join together in Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot beineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. The Torah reading that's offered on Passover, I promise there's a point. I recognize the time of year. The Torah portion that's read during the Chag of Pesach mentions that the Israelites were wandering through Sukkot as a place. And so the rabbis asked, why is a place of Sukkot mentioned here? And why is it mentioned as part of the Torah reading that we offer on Passover? The idea is that the entire calendar is reflective of itself. When we're in our Sukkot, we're meant to remember the brief dwellings, the temporary dwellings that the Israelites had to construct as they wandered the desert for 40 years. And when we celebrate our liberation, we also are reminded of the fragility of life, the temporary nature of our time together, and the structures that we build together. Page 152, we join together in singing Mi Chamocha. Yai lai lai, yai la 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 lai, yai lai lai la 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai la 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 lai, yai la lai lai, yai la 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehtar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot ozeh velech, Nora tehilot ozeh velech. Page 153, we join in singing Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha. Ufros Aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shlomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shlomecha. Yalai lalai, yalai lalai, yalai lalai 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 lalai, yalai lalai, yalai lalai, yalai lalai lalai lalai. Ufros aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shlomecha. Page 154. Veshamru bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Meneuven Bnei Israel, Bnei Israel, Oti Leon.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. It's almost Passover. Shabbat vayinafas, ושמרו את השבת, לעשות את השבת בתורתם ברית העולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת בתורתם ברית העולם.
We prepare ourselves for our Amidah, our silent prayer, and we think of the prayers that we have in our heart that we bring from this new year into this season of rejoicing. We will begin on page 155 and go through 167 silently with the prayers on the pages or the prayers of your hearts. Won't you please rise and face east?
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimroma, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Hu yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. We turn to page 253 for our prayer for healing. Within our community, we're mindful of Linda Bacharach, Lauren Berman, Sandy Berman, Debbie Karnick, Ben Chibe, Warren Dean, Caleb Dressen, Walter Ehrenpress, Helen Flaster, Sandy Flaster, Larry Freisen, Denise Garrick, Anita Hosenpud, Ruth Jordan, Richard Kitson, Betty Kornreich, David Kroll, Leah Batmaita Venachem, Marshall J. Lewis, Mike Lynn, Marsha Lubick, Jim McIndoe, Lisa Nelson, Laura Norton, Michael Powell, Sharon Resnick, Ruvain Ben Tzvia Vyakov, Sharon Ritter, Linda Rotzkoff, Galina Rybolchenko, Rosa Santiago, Sophia Chaya Schenkler, Jenny Schnitzer, Rhonda Schwartz, Bernice Sicklick, Ned Silver, Natan Ben Yehuda, Christopher Smith, Marilyn Thompson, John Clayton Uri, Kathy Weil, Eric Winston, Eileen Wingard, Alan J. Wolf, Sandy Wood, Silka Bat Yaakov Upesha, Yaakov Yosef Ben Zohara, Susan Zale, and Zelig Ben Yosef Umasha. Perhaps there's a name on your heart that you would like to add to our prayers for healing. As our eyes meet, I invite you to share that name with the community.
Murray Kornfeld, Hezekiah Watkins. Moses Jones. Brian Walker and Ed Hughes. Pedro Leon, Jess Miller. Matthew Jacobs, Nate Bender. Bob Showald and Cindy Estrin.
We join together on page 253 for Mishberach.
Shabbat Shalom, Hag Sameach. So a little tutorial in what we call the minim, the four species. These have great representation, and I'm going to give you just a little flavor of them, and we're going to say the blessings together also, so that when you come and shake the lulav and etrog later, you'll have already said the bracha, you've already said the blessings, so you're kosher. Sound good? Okay. Not as kosher as you want to be. So you're kosher, okay? We'll say. So we have four different understandings of species here. We have a citron, a palm, a myrtle, and a willow. They're etrog. This is an etrog, the most expensive lemon you'll ever buy. The lulav, the palm that we have, the palm branch, the chadas, which is the myrtle. This is the myrtle, and the arava, which is the willow. So there are physical representations of these. I'll share them in a moment. But there's also something that I looked at in a midrash, where rabbinic teaching, which I thought was very interesting, and why we put them together, and the understanding of that. So the first is that each of them the four species represent something of smell and taste. And so I'll explain it. For example, the etrog has smell and taste. If you've ever tasted it, you make it in soup, I'd say it's meh at best. But you can still do it. You can still do it. So the etrog has both smell and taste, and it represents people who perform good deeds and have Torah, have knowledge. Then you have the lulav, and this is also looks like a heart. So we say this is like the heart. This represents someone's heart, someone's essence. Then we have the lulav, the palm, and it has taste. The palm has taste, but it has no smell. And it represents those who do not use their knowledge to perform good deeds. And notice the palm is straight. It always has to be straight, like our spine, that there's something that draws us and connects us to God. Then we have chadas, the myrtle, right here. And the myrtle kind of looks like eyes, right? And it has an understanding that it helps us see the beauty and the pain in the world. And the chadas has smell but no taste. And it represents those who perform good deeds but lack the knowledge to excel at them. And then we have the arava, the willow. So the willow is here. It looks like sefatayim, looks like lips in some way, mindful of the things that we eat, the things that come in and out of our mouths, the ways in which we conduct ourselves, the ways in which we can bring beauty and the power of our words and what we consume as well. And that the arava, the willow, has no taste and no smell, and it represents those who lack both. So why does this midrash talk about this? It's because it's helping us see that they exemplify commitment to diversity and the diversity of a people and what that means. And in the book of Amos, we see it even goes further because it says, instead of shaming the other three species for not being as righteous as the etrog that has both smell and taste, God instead commands us to bind them all together in one grouping so that they may atone for one another. So I'm going to rabbinically I'm going to create a chiddush, a newness from that. And I'd say that it's not necessarily that so they can atone for one another, so they can complement one another. So in the ways that we see the things in people and in society and in life, that people have certain qualities and attributes and others don't have exactly the same, that we bind them together so that we know they represent a community. We know that the community represents all different kinds of strands of individuals and people. And so for me, that's the power of when we shake this. And I'm going to invite you to say the blessing with me. It's very simple. Join with me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu, b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, al nachilat lulav, which means, blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who commands us to take up the lulav. And so when we shake it forward, we shake it to our right, we shake it back, we shake it left, up and down, so that it covers. Did I do something wrong? Okay. Flying. Yeah, this doesn't count. So that it's we hold it, and we want to hold it with the pitom up. This is the pitom. When we grab it, please make sure you're not playing with this pitom, because then it wouldn't be kasher. So meaning that the pitom represents the branch from which it's pulled from, so it represents the land, right? And this is the connection to the land. So we have this up and we shake it, and they represent something that represent God. Also the gift of agriculture, the gift of the beauty of the land. Because it wasn't until the rabbis decided to lay upon us different ritual that they decided to add all of the prayerful language. Sukkot, Passover, Shavuot are known as the Shalosh Regalim. They're pilgrimage festivals. They're about land. They're about how we relate to the land. They have nothing to do with ritual in its original form. But the rabbis decided to layer on the ritual so that we could connect to it and understand it in greater context. So when you come in here, and I'm going to invite you to say the blessing with me now. So you've all said the blessing, and then you have entered already. So you're going to say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu, b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, lashev, v'sukkah. Rabbis say lashev b'sofa after High Holy Days. So, Lashev Sukkah means to dwell in the sukkah.
Leave the jokes to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I tried to say it so we didn't have to leave them to you. So, that's what so, because it's our first time doing this, we get to say the words of Shachianu. So let's join together. Baruch
atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'achianu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who commands us, sustains us, and enables us to reach these moments of joy and blessing, and we get to say together, Amen. And so now you have fulfilled the mitzvah of the blessings, and when you come, there are several sets, and we invite you to take them and shake them up. Hopefully you can bring some food in here and sit. You can sit on the floor, you can sit at the tables, wherever you'd like to sit, and that would be most welcome. So I hope that this becomes a zman simchatenu for you in rejoicing. I know we have some smachot coming up, weddings and all different blessings coming up in this time. So it certainly is Azman Simchatenu for a number of people here. So we have, as I mentioned at the beginning, we have incredible individuals who are here with us that have been at this congregation and have been affiliated with us for 18 plus years. And I'm going to invite you, all of you who are in that group, to rise in your place at this time if you could. Just to see the beauty of our community, where we have people that are newer, we have people that have been here for a while, we have people that have been here long term. May you continue to go from strength to strength as I offer you this blessing this evening. And I call it the blessing of sacred belonging. Mishaberach imotenu v'avotenu. May the one who blessed our mothers and fathers before us bring blessing upon our committed stewards of our Beth Israel community and Jewish life, as they join us tonight, knowing that the scroll comes to life through their years of involvement in sacred belonging, so their search for Jewish identity and spirit ever grow. As they stand before all of us on this Man Simchatenu, this season of our rejoicing, here with our loving Beth Israel family all around, may we all rejoice in their commitment and dedication to our Beth Israel family. So wherever life's journey leads, may each of them always know we are beside you every step. And we that celebrate their their 18 plus years of commitment to this community, may they always know, with many beautiful discoveries down the road ahead, we will always be your Jewish home. So in health and wholeness, with sweetness and goodness, may God's presence be with you, and may we come together in celebration of your commitment for years and years, a lifetime of living that continues to endure, and may it be for blessing as we say, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. This time I'd like to call upon one of our board members and incoming president of our congregation, John Lefter.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Chag Sameach. On behalf of your board of directors, I wanted to thank you for being here with us and marking this special occasion and recognizing those of you who have been with us for many, many years, as well as those of you who have been with us for fewer than that. And we look forward to celebrating all of you for many, many more years to come. I realize the night is already getting a little bit late, so I wanted to also thank the men's club as well as the women of Beth Israel for so graciously ushering for us tonight as well as every other night. And on behalf of your board of directors, I wanted to wish you, again, happy holidays and Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
We begin to conclude our service with Aleinu. Won't you please rise, page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Turn to page 294. And we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. And when you hear the name of your loved one, we invite you to stand so that we may comfort you. We are thinking about those of you who are at home. If you want, please put their names in the chat. We are in the period of Shloshim, 30 days after burial, for Dr. Howard Kay, Cameron Weiss, Alec Fertel, Chedva Suprun, Lucy Kramer, Sadeg Moradzadeh Batsara, Ronald Farkas, Rabbi Maury Hirschman, and Bella Silverman. And we remember those who died at this time in years past: Florence Ackerman, Matthew Barnett, Hinda Bartell, Kenneth Berg, Erwin Burton, Esther Bobrow, Sarah Codner, Arlene Cohen, Thomas Davies, Molly B. Deutsch, Abe Diamond, Louis Dorfman, Dorothy Doria, Bunny Estrin, Leslie Fathman, Gary Fink, Fred Fishman, Max Forsheimer, Dora Forush, Sarah Friedman, James Gauthier, Evelyn Gerber, Barney Gibrich, Edward Glazer, Ella Glickman, Tessie Goldfarb, Louis Goldhammer, Raquel Goldstein, Minnie Grossman, Herbert Heimson, Herman Harwain, Sheila Zena Goldstein Haubrick, Hannah Herman, James Hickman, Sidney Hershenson, Irving Hosenpud, Sarah Karmatz, Molly Kirstein, Albert Kowick, Rose I. L. Kramer, Milton Krell, Dorothy Leeds, Jane Meyer Levin, Robbie Levine, Alfred Levy, Stanley Liebert, Norma Mannheim, Arthur Marshall, Mary Gorgeous Marshall, Neil Meldon, Renee Merker, Shirley Michael, Isidore Mishuk, Lawrence R. Mishuk, Sidney Moskowitz, Max Nauman, Benjamin Frank Nichols, Doris Marie O'Malley, Mildred Johnson Parker, Stephen Platten, John Pollock, Mark Pollock, Renee Richmond, Grady Roberts, Alexander Rosenberg, Herbert Rosenberg, Alfred Rosenfeld, Norman Rubin, Martin Sabin, Noah Sandler, Miriam Schaefer, Laura Schiller, Selma Schiller, Freddie Schultz, Chaya Sarah Schoenberger, Norman Schulman, Dale Silver, Richard Silver, Avery Simon, Elizabeth Skomer, Harry Smargon, Miriam Smolin, Francie Starr, Selma Steiner, Charles Anderson Stokes, William Taffel, Shirley Tannenbaum, Mackenzie Tisano Shoemate, Kurt Weinbach, Maury Wellner, Sarah Wittes, Elizabeth Wise, Alan Yablonsky, Nathan Zung, and Saul Zwirling. If you've come to say Kaddish and I have not called the name, please stand and share that name with us as I come around the congregation.
Bob Schroeder and Larry Wasserman.
We rise as a community and join together. Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bialma divrach hirute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon u'byomechon u'b'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael b'gala u'b'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemayim, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for us a blessing. Page 360, if you need the words, turn, turn, turn.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time for peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven.
Shabbat Shalom and Chag
Shabbat
Sameach.
Shalom.
Join us in the Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz avon.
Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom.